you're just in time for another episode of On Top and Hot. I'm John Zidar, and this is the weekend of March 7th. Now, if you know me, you know what I like to do. I like to share hot penny stocks with you. I'm a day trader, and I primarily trade stocks under $5 every day. And you know where I find them? Anywhere I look. It's not about where they are, it's only about the price. So if the stock is under $5, it is a penny stock. And I'm always looking for hot penny stocks to share with you. Stocks that have the potential to make us some money. And I've got a couple to share with you right now. We're going to be taking a look at Humbl Inc. and Nuburu because the two have made a deal with each other. They came out with news on March 1st. I know, it's been a week. What has taken me so long to get to this? I really don't know, folks, but I'll tell you why we're looking at it. I post news every single day pre-market from 7:20 in the morning to 9:30 in the morning. Any stocks I can find hot and running, I am posting it on Twitter, my Discord group, and Facebook. Well, I'm always monitoring these posts to see how many people are viewing them, how many are liking them, because to me, it's an indication of what stocks may be hot. If I get a post that gets a lot of views, that's one I want to look at. Well, most of my posts get a maximum of about 500 views. Normally don't get much more than that. Look at this one. We're at 8,253 views a week later. The day I posted it, it went over 6,000 views. So I should have probably talked to you about it then. But we're not too late. There's still a lot going on, still in the works right now. So what I want to do is I want to talk about each one of these companies individually and then look at the deal that they've got with each other. Now, most of the information we're going to get is coming from their filings. There's just a lot more information in the filings than there is in the news. It was back last year in December that Humbl made two deals, very important deals. They acquired some assets and they relinquished some assets. On December 2nd of last year, Humbl entered into a stock purchase agreement with Ibra Capital. Who is Ibra Capital? Ibra is a Brazilian publicly traded investment holdings company with more than 26 years of experience and over $1 billion in assets under management. The company operates in the following sectors: commodities trading, energy, agricultural market, mining, offshore logistics, port terminal, real estate, financial industry, as well as research and development. So they got their hands in a lot of different sectors. Now, Humbl just bought one of their subsidiaries. They got 99% of Fin Capital Credito. Fin Capital owns $20 million in magnesium silicate, a raw material used in the creation of fertilizer. Humbl's getting involved with fertilizer? Aren't they involved with a wallet, payment facilities, blockchain? Not anymore. They have had a change of operations as well as a change of control. Now, right behind this deal, they made another deal this same exact day. This time they are selling their own assets. The company entered into a deal with WSCG, also known as WSCG Humbl, spelled the exact same way that Humbl spells their name, but they are not affiliated with each other. Humbl sold all of their assets except 1% to WSCG with the condition that they would change their name and quit using the Humbl trademarks forever. So that's what's happening right now. They had 60 days to do that. They've actually gone past the 60 days, but both companies have agreed upon an extension. So this is still in the works right now. Now, as I said, there is a change of operation as well as a change of control. On December 24th, Humbl accepted the resignation of Brian Foote as the president and CEO and appointed Mr. Mora to be the president and CEO of Humbl. Mr. Mora, who's 46 years old, currently serves the controller, CEO, and chairman of the board of directors at Ibra Capital, a position he has held since April 2021. So that pretty much does it for what the company's doing right now. Let's go take a look at Nuburu. So BURU, ticker BURU, is also a U.S. company based out of Colorado. Now, this company deals with high power, high brightness blue laser technology. They are in the business of welding and 3D printing for industries worldwide. Now, it's very interesting what they do, and it's deep, and I can't go into all of it, but I'll try to share as much as I can so you get an idea of what it is they're involved with. Nuburu's industrial blue lasers. They do a lot of welding. There is no spatter, no voids, virtually no defects. Nuburu's industrial blue lasers leverage fundamental physics and their brightness, high power design to produce the fastest, highest quality laser materials processing, including laser welding, additive manufacturing of copper, gold, aluminum, and other industrially important metals. Now, there is a problem welding certain metals together. They just won't work. Well, with blue laser, it does. They're able to weld gold and aluminum together. Try doing that any other way. Just can't be done. But they do a lot of other things as well. They are involved with cutting, 3D printing, which they actually have some contracts right now. They got these a couple years ago, one with the Air Force and one with GE, and these contracts are still in force right now. They also have a project with NASA going on right now with power beaming. Not quite sure what that is, but it's supposed to be used on the moon and on Mars. They are also involved with communications and LiDAR. So the company's got a lot of special technology that they are putting to use, and they are using it in a lot of different sectors, but they are primarily focusing in on the defense sector. They want to get those military contracts, right? Everybody does. Now that we know what the companies are doing, let's see what the stocks are doing. We're going to take a look at BURU first. We're checking out the relative volume. Over the last 30 days, BURU's been doing roughly 22 million shares a day. Friday, she did less than half of that, 9.2 million. Share structure for BURU. It ain't bad. Outstanding share count, we're at about 44 million. The insiders don't own squat though. They got 260,000 shares. That's it. So we get all the rest, virtually 44 million. Now, it's not the best float I've ever seen, but anything under 100 million is really okay with me. Market cap for the company, we're at about 8.5 million. Financials for the company, are they making any money? Yes, they're bringing in revenues, but no, they're not making any money. Now remember, we've got to add 3 zeros to any of the numbers on these charts. At the end of 2022, they did $1.4 million in revenues, but they lost $3.5 million. 2023, they did $2 million worth of revenues and lost more than $3.5 million. Not looking good. Quarterlies, ay caramba, not looking good at all. They were making money, now they're not making anything. What they are doing is still losing money, even though they're not making any. Taking a look at that balance sheet, cash and cash equivalents, what I think of as the bank, we got $232,000 in the bank. Total assets for the company, $7.8 million. Total liabilities is double, $15 million. So you would expect $7 million in stockholder deficit? No, we got $36 million in stockholder deficit. We've got some extra numbers that came into play here. For what reasons and why, I cannot tell you. What I can say is we haven't got any revenues. We're losing money every single month, and we're holding stockholder deficit. Not looking too good. So let's get some more information about this company. First off, the company was in hot water at the end of last year with the New York Stock Exchange. They were out of compliance. Things started getting better, and by the end of January, they were back in compliance, and the investors were very happy. The stock jumped 70%. Then we had our piece of news come out at the end of February about the deal with Humbl. I'm going to jump into that here in a minute, but I want to touch on to this piece of news first. This one is about another deal that they made just a couple of days ago. Nuburu partners with next-gen AI affiliates to drive innovation in AI and robotics as part of its transformation plan. Nuburu announced its strategic partnership with Next-Gen AI Affiliates Network, an innovator, provider of artificial intelligence and robotic solutions. Now, you would think that they are going to be using AI and robots to help with their welding and cutting and 3D printing and all of that. It's not that at all. The partnership with NextGen exemplifies this strategy, enabling Nuburu to revolutionize its planned marketing and business-to-business sales processes, particularly within the defense and security sector. The transformation plan is specifically designed to leverage strategic acquisitions and commercial alliances that are synergistic in nature. Each acquisition will share a common denominator, enabling cross-selling and upselling opportunities while fostering synergies through shared technologies. That's what this is all about, folks. Advertising, getting the word out there to the right people about what they do. Now let's take a look at the big news that has got me looking at this in the first place. Humbl Inc. announces a $2 million share exchange agreement and a strategic partnership with Nuburu to accelerate growth and shareholder value. Humbl announced the execution of a $2 million equity swap agreement and a strategic partnership with Nuburu designed to accelerate both companies' growth strategies and deliver immediate value to shareholders. Following regulatory approvals and registration requirements, it is anticipated that 70% of the shares of Nuburu will be distributed to the stockholders of Humbl as a dividend. The companies have also entered into a master distribution agreement, appointing Humbl as the exclusive distributor in Brazil for both Nuburu's existing businesses and its recently announced defense and security portfolio companies. The parties may also negotiate in the future performance-based incentives that would allow Humbl to expand its exclusivity to all of Latin America upon achieving certain revenue and marketing penetration targets. This partnership represents the convergence of two companies with newly transformed business models and leadership teams. Mr. Morrow, the CEO of Humbl now, said Nuburu, under its new management team, is expanding its business within its defense and security portfolios into new markets. Humbl, having divested its Web3 assets and transformed into a Berkshire-inspired holding company in partnership with Ebra Capital, is now executing a shareholder-centric strategy focused on cross-border strategic partnerships and value creation. So there you go, folks. Humbl and Nuburu have exchanged $2 million with each other. They've done this through cash and through stock, and they have a deal where Humbl is going to accelerate the growth of Nuburu by getting their information out there to all of these commercial businesses. And they're primarily focused on Brazil, and then they're going to be going to the Latin American markets. So I see a lot going on here, and there is more due diligence to do, so please do it. Now let's take a look at Humbl stock. Humbl finished on Friday at 0004. And she was up a little more than 14%, where BURU was at 19 cents on Friday and dropped a little over 8%. Humbl's relative volume over the last 30 days has been hot. She's been doing over 250 million shares a day. Friday, she dropped about 25% down to roughly 200 million shares. Share structure for Humbl is ridiculous. We got over 37 billion shares in the outstanding share count. The good news is the insiders own a few billion. They got 3.1 of them. We get all the rest, 34 billion shares. No, it's not a nice float. And I am presuming they're going to be doing a reverse stock split soon. When? Well, we normally see these stock splits happen when the price gets up into the double zeros, has been running 3 to 4 days, and is closing in on a penny. But with this deal that they're involved with right now, I have no idea if they're going to be doing a reverse stock split or not. I don't know what's going on with their shares. Market cap for the company, right now we're at about 15 million. Financials, would you believe they're doing better than Nuburu? Over the last few years, they have been making revenues and they've been making profit. They've been bouncing between $500,000 and 1.3 million, and whatever they're making, they are bringing home profits. Quarterlies, that is all over the place. They are bouncing up and down with the revenues. They are also bouncing up and down on their profit margins. No continuity here. Balance sheet for the company. In the bank, we got roughly $274,000. Total assets is $3.5 million. Total liabilities, $5.5. So as you would expect, doing simple math, we have got deficit here of about $2 million. So we do have revenues. We do have profit most of the time, but we don't have any stockholder equity. Let's take a look at the news. Really isn't much to see over there but the one piece of news. So you see the two companies are working together. We see that Humbl has a change of control as well as a change of operation. And I'm not quite sure what they're going to be doing with all of that fertilizer, but I am interested to find out. So what we need to do now is see what these charts are doing. The chart was hot for Nuburu a while ago, but to be completely honest, I have not looked at either of these charts yet. This is going to be a virgin viewing for me and you. Let's go take a look at it. Let's do some charting now. We're over here at my free trading platform, Thinkorswim, and we're going to take a look at Humbl first, ticker HMBL. Got her opened up to a 1-day, 1-year chart. We've got a 52-week low back in August on the floor. Can't go any lower. We're at 0001. In December, we have a 52-week high jumping from 0002 up to 0046. You're looking at over 2,000% run here, folks. And the reason? A filing came out about that deal with Ibra. Yeah, there was a lot of excitement around this, but it all went away. How come? I think it was strictly profit takers. After being down this low for so long, you can't blame people for taking gains. Brought it all the way back down to the 200, fell under the 200, and it looks like she is still falling right now with all of these MAs over her head pushing down and no heat down here in the oscillators right now. Taking a look at our 6-month, 4-hour view. Looks pretty much like our 1-year chart. We've got the same bubbles here. Let's take a look at what her breakout scenario is. Well, we do have a breakout scenario, possibly. If we get volume and if the price can get up on top of that 50. All of our MAs have come down to the price. They are all now starting to level out. We are in a position for a breakout, but the price has to cooperate. Right now it is not cooperating. It looks like it is still falling. All of our oscillators still have downtrend on their mind. Taking a look at our 20-day, 1-hour view. Yep, that's what you normally see with 000 stocks. Picket fences, barcodes. It just goes sideways, bouncing between two numbers. This is going between 4 and 5, 4 and 5. That is 000, 4 and 5. She's fallen down here to 0003, jumped up here to 0008. I have no clue what caused that one. She came back down to her 200 haul and then fell underneath it with a falling 200. This to me looks like it is still got more fall coming, folks. All of our oscillators are in agreement with me. Let's take a look at our 5-day, 15-minute. She has been going sideways for the last 5 days pretty much, and now she is broken down with some strong wicks pushing down. All of our oscillators are pushing down. Doesn't look like she has any intention of climbing. I'd watch her just because of the deal right now, but the stock isn't showing any real heat on the charts. All right, let's go take a look now at BURU. Let's take BURU back to 1 day or 1 year, get our 52-week highs and lows. Well, as you can see, the stock has been falling the entire year, and it looks like she's still falling. Year ago, she was hanging around this 50-day MA. She dipped down to the 200 haul, hit $5, bounced, went up to $15.60. That's over 300% run there, and I haven't got a clue why. She came back down, bouncing off of that 50-day MA. Over and over again, she kept going through that 200, looking like she was wanting to break out, but it wasn't going to happen. I cannot remember the last time I seen a breakout over a falling 200. That is very, very rare. Her last attempt over the 200 caused her to fall hard. She fell all the way down here to about $1. Once she got on top of the 20, she made a jump over top of the 200 haul, but couldn't hold it. Fell under the 200 haul, squeaked back up on top of the 20, and she laid there on the 20 for a few months. Hitting this low of 15 cents, she didn't do anything. Once she hit that, she bounced right back to where she was underneath the 9-day, and she's just been going sideways, not making any attempt to break out. Right now, she is under the 20, pushing down under the 9. Looks like she's going to fall underneath the 200 haul with a falling 200 MA. You get the drift. Looks like she's falling. All of our oscillators are pretty cool. The only thing we can say is that our ADX has the uptrend on the top, but it's falling right now. So not a lot of hope there. Taking a look at our 6-month, 4-hour view. So now we've got a high of $4.93, breaking through that 200, coming down hard. She got back up over the 200, but cannot hold it. Now, what we're missing here, folks, is a jump on the 5th of December, like we had with Humbl. It's not here. The 5th is right there. Nothing happened. This little bump here happened on the 11th, and that jump there happened on the 30th. After this jump, she just went into a downtrend, hitting this low of 15 cents, getting back up over the 200 just to ride it downhill. Took a bounce here, going from, let's call her 20 cents up to 50 cents. That's a 150% jump there over the 200, which is falling. So we know she's coming back down. She came back down almost to the 200 haul, and she is meandering around between both 200s here, bouncing around like a pinball. And now she's broke down, out underneath the 200 haul. This isn't good, folks. It is rolling down. Our 200 MA is rolling down. Everything is pushing down, including all of our oscillators. So both charts look very, very cool right now. If I was sharing this with you because of a hot chart, I wouldn't be sharing it with you. All we've got is news and a lot of potential in that news, and I'm not even quite sure where it's going to go. But I think it's worth watching. And both of these stocks are so low right now on the charts that it is a buying opportunity. So what I would probably do is I would buy some now. I wouldn't buy everything I want because we don't know where the stock's going to go. It could go lower. And if it goes lower, you're going to feel not so bad because you can buy more and you can average down. If you buy everything now and it goes down, you're going to be miserable. So I would buy some now, wait to see what happens. If she starts to climb, get the rest of what you want. Don't ever buy everything at once on a stock that you're not sure where it's going to go. You could get burned. So there you go, folks. Lots of information to consider. Lots more due diligence to do, right? Remember, folks, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See you, folks.